Hi everyone, I'm back again. I'm not sure what's going on here, but let's start over again. We're gonna use the You Are Amazing stamp set, and this stamp set actually goes to a card kit. This is the card kit. It comes in this box, and you can make all these beautiful cards from it. You are amazing, thanks, happy birthday, and hip hip hooray. So this kit, you need to buy the kit and the stamps if you want, but today we're going to use the stamps to make our projects. And we're also going to use the True Love Designer Series paper, and I'm going to show you some Stampin', some embossing. We're going to emboss and use the blender brushes. Gosh, my mind, every time these videos don't start correctly, I get all messed up. So this is going to be our first project. It's going to be like a little gift bag that you can fill up with some birthday goodies. A birthday gift's good size. And let's start with, I guess we'll do our blending first. Of course, my paper fell out of the way. Excuse me. So we're going to do some blending first. So we'll go ahead and cut our DSP. And it's going to be, again, this is the True Love. I keep wanting to call it Truly. So this is going to be I think it's 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Yes, so 3 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then we're going to need another piece because we're going to use the back side, and it's going to be 2 by 4. And we're not going to blend this. We just need the back side of it. Okay, so my blending brushes. These blending brushes are new. I had been using some before Stampin' Up! Came out with them. We're going to use Granny Apple Green, Poppy Parade, and Bumblebee. So you can have a brush for each color. See, this is one I used to use because I only have 6 of these so far, and I'm using them on another project that we're going to do. So I had to pull one of my old ones out. But you can save, one for each color if you want. What I do is these wash out. I just wash them and I make sure I get all the color out of them, but I try to stick with the color family. So if this is a green, I'm going to use it on another green. This is a red, I'm going to use it on another red. So what we're going to do is we're going to color, and we're going to color these flowers with Poppy Parade. So what I do, I'll show you 2 different techniques which people do, is you just tap, tap, tap on your ink pad. It kind of doesn't look like there's a lot, but when you tap off, you can see there's a lot. So you kind of always want to tap off first and then blend it in. And then we're just going to color some of these flowers in. And then if I was doing the whole sheet, which I'll show you later because we're going to do another piece, I would kind of start here and then work my way in. So we're just going to color some of these flowers and the Poppy Parade. And then we're going to color some in Bumblebee. So you always just kind of see, there's quite a bit on there. So just color some of them in with the Bumblebee. And these can be as soft as you want or dark as you want. See, like without me tapping off. See how dark this is going to be. We want these colors to stand out. And you can keep on adding. If you go light, then you can just add and keep adding. But this is pretty pretty easy, and make this black and white paper stand out real pretty because of these colors. And let's do some of these, looks like daisies, really quick into the bumblebee color. And then we'll go ahead and do our granny apple green. I'm going to use that on the leaves. Again, tap off. Where's some of the leaves? I guess we can do any of these. And these are, you know, it's not going to be 100% where you're going to get clearly in all the lines or anything, but this paper is just black and white, so we want to add some color to it. And if you want them darker, just go straight on, watch. Straight on, and then it's darker. If you want it to stand out. And I think I'm going to go back over those poppy parades just to bring in a little bit more of the red. But pretty much that's how the blenders work. They're a little bit different, so like I'm going to go straight on with the poppy parade in the centers of these. And see the difference. The difference between a blender is you can get a more softer look than like with the sponge daubers. And just don't mix your colors up. Just remember, the other day I think I did that. I went and mixed a color. And these bumblebees could maybe go a little bit darker now that we added that green. See how much the difference? Just make them stand out more. So that's basically it on those blender brushes. I really like the look that it gets compared to a plain piece of black and white. You can color it up, and you could have just colored the, the Poppy Parade one, since we're using Poppy Parade cardstock. So we're going to put that aside, and now we'll get our cardstock. And our cardstock, we're going to use a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and we're going to score it. And we're going to score this long side at 4 3/8, so it's 1, 2, 3. It's just before the half. And 6 5/8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the one after the half. We're going to turn it, score the short side at 2 1/4 and 6 1/4. And then that's it on the scoring. So let's burnish all our lines, get those crisp lines. And this piece of paper feels so stiff. I don't know about where you're at, but it's pretty cold here. We had a really big storm last night. I'm freezing. I actually have a heater on in here. And it's cold. I mean, I probably can't complain because I'm sure other people have snow. We don't get snow. It's cold enough. It's snowing up in our hills here, but not actually down here where I live. But Northern California, you know, last year we had all those horrible fires. So now the repercussions of the fires is it's going to cause mudslides because we're getting too much rain at once. So we're going to cut these tabs up. Hi, Debbie. I see that you're on. Nice to see that you're on. And we're going to go ahead and use some Seal Plus. So what I'm going to do to make this box, instead of putting this flap on the inside, I'm going to put it on this outside, and then we'll put it like this. So then in the inside, you have a nice smooth edge. I hope that makes sense. My paper's even messed up over there. So we'll put some Seal Plus. You're going to either use Seal Plus or you're going to want to use tear and tape. So we'll put that one this way. It's funny, like I said, this paper seems stiff. I don't know if it's because maybe it's cold too. Oh, I did it the wrong way, but no, we're gonna put these in now. I did it wrong. So yeah, so now we'll put some on this side. I think my trouble with this, I always press too hard and you really don't. Oh, now I really messed it up. Okay, so I have tear and tape here, and we're gonna go ahead and use that. I think every week I have an issue with adhesive, and I'm not sure why. It's funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. But we'll just add the tear tape. And where's my take your pick tool? I usually have my take your pick tool right here. And there, so we're gonna put it on the inside since I glued it wrong the first time. I wasn't thinking. And then so now where we have the clean edge, we're gonna go ahead and adhere this piece. So I won't use that. I will use snail. And you could always use liquid glue as well. That's always a strong adhesive to hold boxes together. And then we're gonna put this piece right across this way. And this one's gonna go all the way across. So this piece was 2 by 4. So you have this one, you have the border. So we're gonna put that. Now we're gonna need a large stitch circle and then a large scalloped circle. So it's the largest of your stitched and then the largest of your scallop. I already have them cut. This is a basic white and this is Granny Apple Green. I was trying to pull out that color that we had in there, in the colors that we used to blend with. So we're gonna use this bubble. I can't think of the correct name for it, but a thought bubble. We're gonna put that on. And then I forgot we are going to emboss this. So I'm gonna use the You're Amazing. I have my Versamark here. Remember last week I had told you to, well, there was something on there that it didn't catch it all the way. But last week I had told you you could stamp with Versamark first and then do your, you know, your color ink when you're using clear embossing. A lot of people didn't know that trick. So we're gonna stamp You Are Amazing. And we'll use our white embossing powder. You can see it picked it up already. But what I forgot to do was use my little embossing buddy because this other ink was probably still a little bit wet. So I might have, but like I said, use a paintbrush if you see any large pieces of embossing. And let's get my embossing gun and we'll emboss that. I wanted to emboss because I wanted to do it in white and have the white stand out. I really like embossing. I don't do it enough. I should, because I really like the look of it. See how it's already popping out? But you could see I had some residue from the other, from the Granny Apple Green being still wet. And again, I should have used my embossing buddy on it first. But there's that. See how you get that nice raised look? And you can see that's where I had the residue from the embossing powder. So we're going to go ahead and layer these two together. I have stuff everywhere. We're going to layer these two together flat. And then we're going to add some ribbon. This is the ribbon. I like this white ribbon. This is from the Flowers for Every Day, or Flowers for Every Season combo pack. But I really like, this is one white ribbon that I don't color. You know, a lot of times I'll color the other white ribbons, but this one I don't. I just like this, the look of this one. And make our bow. This is just a pretty, like a white cotton ribbon. And put that on, and we'll straighten that up, center it. Move it over a little bit, and then we'll put some dimensionals on here. And what I did is actually I put 2 dimensionals above the ribbon and below. I didn't want to put the I didn't want to put it right on the ribbon. So on my tag, usually I put them. I usually put my dimensionals 1, 2, 3, 4, but I'm going to put them like that. So this can go right on there like that. And it's not right on the ribbon. And then all you do is add your tissue paper. And I wanted to show you a trick is on your tissue paper, use your stamps too. This is probably not going to come out the best because I was doing it earlier and I didn't have it flat. But just, you could stamp your amazing and then do it in different colors, and or you can do the happy birthday, the stars, whatever comes with, you know, in this set. You can use any of these stamps on your tissue paper. And then, like I didn't do the greatest job here, but you can stick it in and then see. You can see I didn't do a good job, but that's the idea. But decorate that tissue paper too. So that's our first project. I'm going to keep these colors here because I'm not can't remember if I use them again. I know we're going to emboss some more. Let me clean up these 2 stamps and then we'll get on to our second project. I hope everybody's been having a good time being indoors, trying to stay safe. We'll go ahead and do this project next. So this project, stuff everywhere. Let me get it out of the way. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna use that treat box, though, the Love You treat boxes. So I'm not sure if you guys have seen these and how to put them together. They're fairly easy to put together. You just got to remember the directions that each piece goes in, or which one goes first. So just fold all the score lines. And then I really like these boxes because they're super sturdy. And they can hold a lot if you want to hold a lot. Okay, so these are going to go in your flaps. They're going to go, let's move this out of the way so you can see. Move these out of the way. So these are going to go in. This just goes over and folds flat. So see that tab? It's at the bottom. And then we're going to do the same here. And this will all hold once we get this all. So then this piece goes next with the notch in it. See, there's a notch, and now this is going to fold, and that notch is going to clip in, and so then that's how everything gets held. Super easy, super sturdy. And then here's our cover piece, and just slide it in, and there's our box. So now we're going to do the same technique with the blending brushes. I don't know if I showed you, this is the project that we're making. So this time I have Mango Melody. I wanted to go bright, Bermuda Bay, and Magenta Madness. So I have those brushes. See, now these you could see that I had washed these, so there's no ink in them and they're dry. So you can reuse them, just wash them out and reuse them. Magenta Madness. I keep wanting to call this one Melon Mambo, so I had to stop and think for a second. So again, we'll just tap off and color. This Magenta Madness is so pretty, such a pretty bright color. This one, I didn't, oh, I did use Granny Apple Green on the leaves, okay. See, I can't even remember what I did. Just trying to scatter these flowers because we're going to do the flowers in all three colors. Let's do one more over here. Yeah, that new adhesive is pretty hard to get used to, and I kept thinking it's got to be because I'm pressing too hard. So I don't know. Eventually, I'll get used to it. I got a ton of snail, but it's really the Stampin' Seal Plus is the one that I get caught up with all the time. So, don't these colors look so pretty together? I just love them. Well, you know, these are two of my favorite colors anyway. Let's do maybe one over here at the edge. And then we'll try the Mango Melody. And this one you can tell I didn't use the, can't remember what color I used last, but again, you can use these to make these ones really bright. Just wash them out as soon as you're done, just like an ink pad. Kind of wash them out. You see how that one I didn't stamp off first or brush off and see how bright. Let's do that to these. And let's go over here and do these. Yeah, last week I didn't have too many people share my video, but I think last week we had the inauguration going on and people were tied to their TVs and not me. But that's okay. That's okay. Let's go back and color some of these. Whoa, those I forgot to stamp off. So here, let's make these bright. But your flowers, they can be any color. But you can see how dark it is if you don't stamp off right away. Okay, I have a few more flowers that need to be colored. Let's just do that real quick. And let's do that one yellow, that one yellow, yellow, yellow. Or I shouldn't say yellow, I should say Mango Melody. We're just doing all these little ones Mango Melody, even though they're part of the other ones. Okay, because this just takes a while, and then we'll do the Granny Apple Green. See, I knew I needed that color again. And let's get the Granny Apple Green one, and let's just make these full strength. Look how pretty that is. So pretty. I love these bright colors. But such a simple way to color in your black and white designer series paper. Just add that pretty, pretty color. These blending brushes are so fun to play with. On a plain piece of paper, you could just do it like, you know, some full strength, some knot stamped off, and then it kind of looks like a tie-dye pattern. Let me get all those out of the way. And so this piece, I'm not sure that I told you. I don't think I did. This piece is a is it 2.5? No, 3 3/4 by 9. And so what we're gonna do is now we're just gonna wrap this around the box. And I always just kind of crease my, I probably didn't do this good. I should have adhered it first. So let's adhere it. And then I could have made my creases. Kind of like doing this upside down, so I might be lopsided. Sorry. So then we just fold our creases in. We're gonna have that crease, but hopefully our tag's gonna cover it. And then why did I do this? Oh, you know what? I forgot to cut this. This is actually way more than 9. Leave it to me. So we'll just cut some off here. I think this is still 12. I didn't cut it. But look how pretty. Now I could use that for another card. So let's adhere that. And then I'm going to show you a trick that I think I had showed you a couple weeks ago as well. Is we're going to make one of our labels smaller because we don't need all that extra space. So we're going to cut our 2 labels. These are from the Hippo dies. And we're going to cut a Mango Melody and a basic white. So let's cut the basic white first. And our Mango Melody. But our Mango Melody is so big, it would cover the whole box, and then you won't see that pretty, all the pretty coloring that you did. So what I did with mine to shorten it, flip this over, was I put it on my Big Shot. I put this one, but like I said, we don't want that much edging, so I moved this one up. And you can tape it if you want, or we're just gonna cut this to make it smaller. And we're not gonna cut too much off, but we're just gonna make this label a little bit smaller so we only have a smaller edge instead of the bigger edge. It makes a difference on the box because we want to show all that pretty coloring that you did. See, we're just cutting off a little. And that's how you make them smaller if you need them smaller. And we are going to stamp our sentiment in Magenta Madness. And this time we're going to use the Happy Birthday. And I think I have it in the next one. I do. Here it is. So Happy Birthday. This card kit was so fun too. And then I thought, you know what, I can use those stamps for something else. And then I wanted to do birthdays. Next week my projects will all be Valentine's, because we're going to be almost near Valentine's Day. Some last minute projects. So we're just going to adhere these 2. And we'll put some dimensionals. And maybe before we adhere it, we're going to tie our bow. My dimensionals always stick to me. So we'll tie our bow. And this actually is pool party. We're going to tie a bow. We'll tie a knot first because I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. We'll just tie this in a knot. And we can cut that, but I'm going to cut some extras to get all this extra little frilly stuff. And all I did is I just kept folding it in half like that. Get some extra pieces in there. And so then I cut this here. And now we're going to add it to here when we make our bow. You can tie a knot again if it's easier for you. Tie a knot again. I cannot see where I'm tying. It's okay that this is moving because we can adjust everything. So if you want to tie a knot again, you can tie another knot. And then we'll make our bow. I think I cut mine too short. I might not have to make a bow. I might not be able to make a bow. I cut it too short. I could probably make a tiny, tiny bow. But we'll just leave it. And then I'll just cut our label. Right there like that. And now we are going to use some of these gems because I wanted to add a little bling, and I really like these clear ones. They're so pretty. It just adds that extra little bling to your projects. So we can add a couple of those. Oops. They're moving on me. It's like they're not going exactly where I want them to, but there we go. So a couple of these elegant faceted gems on there. And there's our second project. You can just see the little difference with the bow. I cut mine too short, but this is fine too. It just adds just a little different texture to it. Okay, so now let's get over to our third project. And our third project is going to be a card, and because we need a birthday card. And I love the purples. So as you could tell, this one we're going to sponge all of the whole piece. Or I should say blend. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. 5 1/4 by 4. And I used the Highland Heather on it. And again, you can go as dark as you want, as light as you want. But you could see, actually on my square, I'm going to show you how to do that. But you could tell right here, I forgot to stamp off first. So here's another way to do it. Instead of doing the tap off, what I do, this is what I usually do, is I just start blending off the paper and then work my way onto the paper. So I start off and then just work my way on. Then you could kind of see where your ink is. How light or how dark, and then you can just keep on going over it and making it dark, making it darker, 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 darker the more you go over it. See? And so just color it all in. But like, look at this paper. This would be so cool if those colors we just used on our last one, but you did like diagonal stripes of it. So like say you did these ones here, Magenta Madness, these Bermuda Bay, these Granny Apple Green. That would be so cool. This one I kind of didn't rub, I didn't stamp off, but you can see right away when you don't. This is just adding color to that black and white paper. So now you have purple and black instead of white and black. But I'm sure this would have been like a lot brighter had I used the Gorgeous Grape. But I wanted to go a little bit lighter. And then our cardstock is where I used the Gorgeous Grape. So I think this is all colored in well. So next what we're gonna do is we will go ahead and I already got my squares cut. And this is called emboss and resistors. I can't even think of it right now. Stamp, boss, resist. But we're gonna stamp our sentiment in the Versamark. I forgot to use my embossing buddy again. But this one, it's like you don't see it on this white at first. But as soon as we emboss it, you're going to see it. You can kind of see it now. Oh, I think I had my fingers right on the stamp part. Oh, there it came out. Gotta watch where I put my fat little fingers. And so now we'll just heat emboss this one. And I'll get this out of the way so we don't have that blowing all over the place. There's my little paintbrush. Oops. This is the whole reason for my paintbrush, to hold, excuse me, to hold it in place. So you can see it start to turn. And you're probably thinking, why white on white? Because their white is not going to be white for very long. Looks like that's all good. I mean, and you could do this in any color, actually, but I wanted to do the white on white so that people could see it. So now we're going to use the Highland Heather again, and we're going to use the same technique that I had just showed you, where I stamp off first, roll, and then come onto my paper. And we really want to get around those letters so that you could see the letters shine through. People get intimidated by these brushes, but there's really no right or wrong. You know, who's going to know, like, oh my gosh, she didn't stamp off at first. You know? And then again, I always forget to mention, if you want these make and takes, just place a $35 order in my online store by Monday, which is going to be February 5th. Isn't that crazy? I mean, February 1st. February 5th. Where did I get that? But February 1st. We're already into February. But see now, look how... Now this one I made it way more subtle than this one. Look how dark. Which one do you like better? The more subtle or the darker one? The darker probably has the letters stand out more, so we'll add a little bit more color. And yeah, so if you place an order, I will send you all the materials to make these 3 projects. And you can use, if you don't have this stamp set, you could use whatever stamp set you have. I'm kind of mad because I got that one corner dark purple, so now I'm trying to match it up. But, well, I'm not sure that I'd have to sit here and take forever to add more color. It's getting there. But I don't want to keep you guys all day by my blending. So then what we're going to do is now, I already have my pieces cut. So we're going to, I had my square there. This one's going to adhere to, I think this is the largest and this is the second largest. It should say in my instructions what they are. So we're going to adhere this square. You like the darker color? Me too. I think the letters stand out more, the words. So we'll adhere that one. Now we're going to adhere, this is 5 1/4 by 4. So this has got to be 5 3/8, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And we're going to adhere this one to this one. Just add that, now look, I got dimensionals in my snail. Just add that little pop of color behind it. Look at how easy those flowers would be to color. It's going to be very, did I not cut this right? Oh my goodness, Lisa, what is, this is, yeah, this is 5 1/4 by 4, but I must have not cut this one. Oh, yeah, I didn't cut it I didn't cut off the, so now with adhesive on it, so we're going to go 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, 5 1/8. Yeah, I forgot to trim this one. So I might have a little adhesive on my trimmer now. Ay, 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 right? Never fails. So there's just that real thin border there. So we're going to adhere that. Now before we adhere this to the card base, we're going to add some of this beautiful ribbon. It's called the tricolor ribbon. This is, my daughter's favorite color is purple, and I don't make a whole lot of purple projects for some reason. But this ribbon is so pretty with the 3 different shades of purple. So this is a monochromatic project. And we'll just adjust our bow. There we go. And we'll move this over to the side again. And I'm going to adhere this one with dimensionals to the card base. Me and these dimensional sticky things. Seems like I'm always running out of dimensionals on my lives. So now this is just going to adhere. So this one's a little bit bigger of a border. And then we're going to put some dimensionals on these. And we can do that same way like I did the last time. Put 2 and 2, just so that they're not on the ribbon. There's not a problem with them being on the ribbon, but, and we'll put that right there. And we cannot forget the inside of the card. I wanted to do the inside. So we're gonna get a piece of basic white 5 1/4 by 4. And I always have these because I put these in my darker cards. So I always buy like a pack and just cut them up automatically. And then if I need something similar with it, you know, where I'm only going to cut a 1/4 or 1/8 off, I just use those as well. So Highland Heather, and we're going to use the, we're going to put the stars in the corners. And we're going to put that happy birthday, because we are doing birthdays today. My mom's birthday is this Friday, and this will be her first birthday without her. She passed away last June. So Friday, I think, is going to be a difficult day, but I know she's with my dad, and they'll be celebrating together. So she's with the love of her life. Okay, so then we're just going to put this in there with some snail. And there. Our card is done. So those are our projects for today. As you can tell, I used all my blender brushes, but when we're done here, I'm going to go wash these out, and then I can use them on another color. Like I said, I just try to stick with the same color family, but you know, you can wash them out and reuse them. So today's projects, again, if you want these make and takes, you can place an order for $35 in my online store, and you can get the projects, the materials to make these projects. Any questions, let me know. Sunday's the last day to register for the snail class, and you can just buy the PDF on that as well. Any questions or anything, just let me know. And I hope you guys all have a great week, and I'll see you next Wednesday with some Valentine's projects. Y'all have a great day. You guys take care. Bye-bye.